Good morning students, how are you? This is my routine question. So today let us concentrate on topic water, and we have been telling to the young generation, that is to you, that preserve water, save water, and today we are going to study in detail about this water and the proportion of water and everything in detail. So without wasting our time, let us now focus on chapter number 5, water. In the very first slide, you will be able to see the picture of water cycle. You have been studying this concept from your class 3 or grade 3. So I am not going to concentrate much on this topic, as you are very well aware about this concept. Wherein the picture you will be able to find the process of evaporation as well as the process of precipitation in the form of rainfall. So again, in a nutshell, what is water cycle? It is explained here. The water cycle is also known as hydrological cycle. There is the same amount of water on the earth's surface. We'll be able to see now when the earth began. The same proportion will be able to see even now. The water cycle is how the earth's water recycles itself. The cycle includes precipitation, evaporation, condensation and transpiration. Transpiration transforming from liquid to solid and solid to liquid. So earth's water keeps changing from liquid water to vapor and then back again. This cycle happens because of the sun's heat and gravity. Move on to the next slide. This is a distribution of water in percentages. So blue for the oceans and green for the polar ice cap, and the pink color or red you can say, that is river, lakes and groundwater. If you see, 97% is blue, that is saline water, and 2% polar ice caps, and less than 1% or you can say 1% is about the fresh water, that is groundwater, freshwater lakes, inland seas and salt lakes and rivers. So it is given in percentages 97.3, then 0.2, that is ice caps. So you can say totally 3% is available for drinking purpose as a fresh water. Next one, this is ocean circulation. Okay, regarding this one, on page number 34, one activity is given with regard to this ocean, 32. Activity is given, distribution of fresh water. So try to do it at home. Then water ocean circulation. We are now, will be seeing, I'll be explaining what is this ocean circulation. There is something magical about walking barefoot on the seashore. The wet sand on the beach, the cool breeze, the seabirds, the smell of the salt in the air and music of the waves. Everything is so fascinating. I hope you might have experienced all these things, most of you. If not all, you might have gone to the beaches and experienced all these things. All these factors you will not be able to experience when you visit to a lake or to a you can say riverside or to a pond side. So all these feelings you won't feel or you won't experience even. So it is never still. The moments that occur in ocean can be broadly categorized as waves, tides and currents. These are the movement of or water on the oceans. So that is, they are called as, here it is a picture of ocean currents. So we are now going to study in detail what are waves, tides and currents. So waves. So what is given in your textbook, let me read. When you are playing throw ball on the beach and the ball falls into the water, what happens? That is the question. And it is fun to watch how the ball get washed back to the shore by the waves. That is, when the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternatively, that is called, or they are called, the waves. So what is the definition of waves? Rising and falling of water in oceans alternatively. Alternatively means like this, ups and downs, ups and downs. Okay, sorry, not up, alternatively. एक बार waves आ गया और उसके बाद खाली वापस. So that is alternatively. During the storm, storm मतलब जब, you can see in the image also, जैसे tsunami जैसे storm, the winds blowing at very high speed and form huge waves, and these may cause tremendous destruction हो सकता है उस time में, an earthquake, a volcanic eruption or underwater landslides can shift large amounts of ocean water. As a result, huge tidal waves called tsunami that may be as high as 15 meter is formed. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150 meter high. 150 meter high. So largest tsunami recorded. And these waves travel at a speed that more than 700 km per hour. The tsunami of 2004 caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of India, especially Tamil Nadu, on the eve of December. It's the 24th December. It is on December. Okay, people, they were gathered over there to celebrate the Christmas or the New Year, Christmas, and at that time that hits the tsunami hits Tamil Nadu and huge destruction takes place. And regarding that, you can say case study type is given on page number 34. Tsunami, the Earth's pandemonium, and that ravaged the South and Southeast Asian coast in December 2004. So about this you have to study. If you want, you have to read this. It's given in page number 34 and 35. You have to read because I am not going to explain anything about that. Now, speed varies according to the speed of the wind, the speed of the waves, that differs. Tidal waves caused due to earthquake also, as I told you, and huge tidal waves are called tsunami. And this is the huge, as I told you, 15 meter, maybe 150 meter, that type of wave. It can uproot everything. And the second one concept we are going to study, that is the tides. That is, the rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water twice in a day is called tide. It is high tide when water covers much of the shore by rising to the highest level. It is low tide when the water falls to its lowest level. When it falls to its lowest level, it is called low tide. When it causes high, it called as the high tide. You can see in the first image, it is on the top. So that is high tide, the top one, and when it is low, it is called low tide. And there are two types of tide, neap tide and spring tide. So that is also given, the image spring tide, and useful in fishing and generating electricity. I'll explain more about these tides in the next slide. Okay, that is, in short, it is given. So let me explain what are the tides. What it is given in textbook, now I am going to explain. The rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water twice a day, it is called tide. It is high tide when water covers much of the shore by rising to its highest level. Sometimes you can say that it reaches to the highest level. Shore का, आपको जो shore का dead end तक भी आता है, कभी कभी आप देखते हो क्योंकि वाटर आके टाइड आके तो वहाँ बहुत नीचे जाके पीछे से चला जाता है और कभी कभी बहुत पीछे तक जाता है. It is high tide when the water covers much of the shore and rising to its highest level. It is low tide when water falls to its lowest level and recedes from the shore. Recede मतलब वापस जाना, back जाना, that is called recedes. The strong gravitational pull exerted by the sun and the moon on Earth's surfaces cause tide. Of course, you might have studied this concept very well in science because it is a concept based on science. So, gravitational force or a pull exerted by sun and moon causes the tides. The water of the sun close to the moon gets pulled under the influence of moon's gravitational force and causes high tide. So that is how the high tide causes when the water of the earth close to the moon, it gets pulled. What is the meaning of pull? Pull and push. Pushing and pulling. So pulling, sometimes you have to pull and sometimes you have to push. So pushing while gets pulled under the influence of moon's gravitational force and causes high tide. During full moon and new moon days, it is called as Poonam or Amavas ke din. Okay, full moon and new moon days, the sun, the moon and the earth are in the same line and tides are at the highest. So that is why, so if you are visiting the beaches and all, especially on these days, full moon, new moon, or on especially on these 2 days, you will be experiencing that high tide. These tides are called spring tide. But when moon in its first and last quarter, that means the शुरुआत का स्टेज में मून का फर्स्ट क्वार्टर within 15 days में और फर्स्ट क्वार्टर में और लास्ट में the ocean water gets drawn, मतलब पीछे जाता है, in opposite direction by gravitational pull of sun and moon, resulting in low tide. Sometime you might have experienced that in those days, if you go to the beaches and all, किलोमीटर together आपको समुंदर बहुत अंदर तक जाते हुए नजर आएगा. So that is because of the gravitational pull of sun and the moon. These tides are called neap tides. So 2 types of tide, spring tide and neap tide. High tide helps in navigation. They raise the water level close to the shore. Okay, navigation, one who travels on the ships and all, for navigation के लिए the high tide is very helpful. वो जल्दी वो एक जगह से jump मार के दूसरे जगह में they can reach. So that is called the high tide, and that helps in navigation and also helps the ships to arrive at the harbor. Harbor is a resting place of ships. So more easily. The high tides are also help in fishing. Many more fish come closer to the shore during the high tide. So that is the best time for fishing. Okay, now let's come to the third one. This is a picture of tide as I have already shown. Now the ocean currents, again current, waves dekha, tides dekha, now currents. Now what do you mean? Ocean currents are the streams of water flowing in a definite direction. Streams of water flowing in a definite particular direction. It may be a cold, or it may be the ocean currents may be warm or cold. So warm, cold current, or cold water current. Cold current. Generally, the warm ocean currents originate near the equator and move towards the poles. So, if it is everybody you know where is the equator. Equator is on the, it's a scale, and this is the pole. This is the north pole, and यहाँ है तो south pole. ये equator है. So now we are talking about the warm current. Warm current generate होता है equator से and move towards the pole, and that is called warm current. And cold current का है, cold current that moves the current, water waves जो move करता है from pole to, they move towards the direction of equator. ये cold region से they move towards the hot region. This is a hot region, equator, hot, and that is why it is called as warm current. Warm current moves from equator to the poles, either both the side, north or south. Okay, cold current that moves from the pole and it moves to the equator side, and that is why cold, because this Antarctica and polar regions are very cold. So that is why they are called as cold currents. So I hope you understand. Generally, the warm currents originate near the equator and move towards the poles, and the cold currents carry water from polar और हाई लैटिट्यूड्स और ट्रॉपिकल और लो लैटिट्यूड्स, इतना ही है। पोलर से इक्वेटर में जो आता है दैट इज कॉल्ड कोल्ड करंट, और इक्वेटर से जो पोल के साइड जाता है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज वार्म करंट। And the cold currents carry water from polar or higher latitudes or tropical or lower latitude. The Labrador ocean current. The Labrador ocean current is cold current, whereas the Gulf Stream is a warm current. I am going to show that. That is there in your textbook page number 36 also. You have to underline and you have to keep in mind also. So let's move on to here the topic where we have stopped. Warm currents flow from equator to the poles. That is आपको easy याद रखना है, इक्वेटर हमेशा गर्म होता है so warm, and polar region हमेशा cold होता है so it is cold currents. Meeting of both currents provide best fishing ground. ये warm और cold एक दूसरे को जहाँ meet होता है that is the best place for fishing. So foggy weather is not good for navigation. So now here afterwards you will be going to see only the images related to the topic we taught, and the topic is here, it is over. And here you can see that Labrador red mark, isn't it? That is an area or is a place, actually is a place, Labrador, Newfoundland and Labrador करके. So I'm showing now. Here it is the best one is Labrador ocean current is cold current. Here is the cold current, and now let's see. And this is the Gulf Stream. Gulf Stream is a warm current. Again you can find in the same area, North America में you can say. Labrador is in also north, and दिस इज अ गल्फ स्ट्रीम करंट. यहाँ देखो यहाँ से दिस इज वार्म, इसीलिए इसको इमेज भी दिखा है कि वार्म का हॉट, हॉट मीन्स रेड, ओके रेड मार्क. सो हियर इज अ ओशन करंट. यू हैव ऑलरेडी सीन, सी द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर कैसे कैसे वो बाण के जैसे ऐसे 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 एरो मार्क करके कर रहे हैं. फ्रॉम यहाँ से यहाँ आ रहे. रेड मीन्स हॉट, दैट इज वार्म, एंड ब्लू मीन्स दैट इज कोल्ड. सो दैट जस्ट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. सो नेक्स्ट वन इज मैंने वही कहा, द एरियाज वे वार्म एंड कोल्ड करंट मीट टुगेदर, दैट इज बेस्ट फॉर ब्रीडिंग फिश ब्रीडिंग. सो यू कैन से दैट Labrador current on blue color, and that red color mark, that is the Gulf of Stream, and when both these they meet together, that is best for fishing or breeding fish. Now this is the foggy weather. Just as an image, just want to make you explain better what is foggy weather. And this weather is not good for fishing or for navigation. Okay, and we have come to the end. The areas where warm and cold currents meet provide the best fishing grounds of the world. Seas around Japan and the eastern coast of North America are such example. The areas where a warm and cold current meet also experience foggy weather, making it difficult for navigation. So this is all about the chapter that is water, and we have come to an end of, it's a very small chapter indeed, and that is why we will be able to, and very easy to. So you have to read the textbook, because entire thing is given in textbook, and important things you need to underline too. Okay. In the meantime, keep watching, keep studying, and keep listening to your parents, and keep completing the work given by the teachers. Till then, till the time or till next Monday. In the meantime, take care, bye bye, and see you.